We are here at this time, and we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis from Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are listening to this particular broadcast being brought forward through your internet collective consciousness. What we would like each and every single one of you to do at this time is simply allow yourselves to get relaxed, get comfortable, and tune in to the vibrations of the star of Sirius, so that you may synchronize, harmonize, and align to all of the information that we have to share. Also understand that all of the information that we shall provide today is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very heart, being, and soul. So we are very pleased to be a part of this most divine interaction with each and every single one of you. As we begin our particular discourse, this interaction, this day of your time, pertaining to the idea of living within the heart. The whole idea is that many of you are going through an immense transformation. Now, understand that what is happening upon your planet right now is literally, in that sense, a very large sweep, a very large mass state of confusion, simply because you are all going through different states of arrangement. You're all going through different states of living in your own lives to now make the choice. What should I do with my life? You're no longer obligated to the idea of deadlines. You're no longer obligated to the idea of feeling that you have, shall we say, obligations to the obligations. You are now together in this moment to decide, how shall I work together with another? How can I bond together with another person? So, you literally are transcending past the boundaries of time. And in order for you to truly do this in a way that truly is divine, you are living through the heart. The heart is not just an organ that pumps blood. It is literally your gateway to that of what you would know as your spiritual essence. Your spiritual essence is accessed through the heart. All emotions that are a part of your being are accessed from the heart. They're not accessed from the brain. So the whole idea here is that by living in the heart, you are allowing feeling to come through. The feeling itself helps to guide you upon your path to allow yourself to work with one another. You are now working together in the process of a combined will. You are working together on behalf of a collective will. This is why there are so many immense transformations and immense changes taking place upon your planet right here and right now. Because now you're all moving into the heart. This is precisely what December 21st, 2012 was all about. It was a shifting. It was a moving across a threshold to where you are now entering a higher state of unity consciousness. So, you are working alongside your neighbor. You are working alongside your friends. You are working alongside your family because now you see how connected you truly are. This also explains why many of you are picking up these new abilities. How you can literally stand in front of a stranger and be able to read them as easily as a book. Because their energies are literally easy to read. They are now open to you in a way that you could not even possibly realize before. This is all part and parcel of your own activations, of your own states of upliftment. You are literally going through the cycles right now by living through the heart to literally function together as a divine worldwide community. And it truly is a very beautiful thing that we see through all of you. You are all maturing to the point where you are beginning to take responsibility for yourselves, for each other, and for your planet. Now again, this is not an instant change. This is not something that's going to instantly come through. It will still take some time, shall we say. But the whole idea is that you are upon the path, individually and collectively, to allowing yourself, through the following of the heart, to connect with each other. That your pain literally is other people's pain. That your suffering literally is other people's suffering as well. Nothing within your body is truly owned by you. Everything is a shared experience. You are but a crystal functioning in this way, where the water of the river is passing through you. And all of the stream of the water upon this river literally represents thoughts, represents expressions, represents emotions throughout the collective consciousness. So, as a crystal, you are remaining intact in regards to your purity. You are functioning in regards to a state of observation, based upon how am I observing these thoughts, because these thoughts are not mine. How am I observing these emotions, because these emotions are not mine. How am I observing my body, because this body is not mine. This is how you are literally living within the heart. It doesn't represent ownership. It doesn't represent attachment. It represents the ability to share, to express, to feel in regards to you being the observer, for you are spirit. That's truly what you are. So look at your neighbor and give them a hug. Let them know how much you love them and how much you appreciate them. For even that of what you would know as your enemy literally is your best friend as well, because they are simply telling you other aspects about yourself that you are not willing to accept, which then brings us to the second criteria, representing the idea of befriending your admittance. Every single person that exists within your reality is sharing something with you. Now, those particular individuals may be very loving in their sharing, or they may be very hateful in their sharing. Regardless, it holds a degree of sharing. And so literally, however they wish to perceive and share that information with you is entirely up to them. Literally, though, there are the feelings where, well, that person just seemed a little too lovey-dovey for me today. I don't know if I can handle that. That literally indicates that there's a part of you that you're not willing to look at. Oh, that person seemed very, very angry with me today. Oh, I don't really like his energy. I don't really want to listen to him. That indicates a part of yourself that you're not willing to look at. So literally, every single person in your reality represents that facet of yourself that's helping you to befriend your admittance. The more that you can admit to yourself that you are inadequate, the more that you are able to prosper divinely. That's how it works. Spirituality is not all about rainbows and love and whiskers on kittens. It really is about the idea that you are multifaceted, that you are the spectrum of the rainbow itself, that you are the earth, that you are the stars, that you are the galaxy entirely, that you are all galaxies, that you are all realities, that you are all dimensions, that you are the universe itself. That is the broad spectrum. And for you really to feel that is to embrace that of what you would know as your positivity, is to embrace that of what you would know as your negativity, to bring you into the divine spectrum of balance. That's why you're here on this planet. You need to understand your negative side. You need to understand your positive side. And as you understand both sides, you are sitting directly in the middle of the spectrum, dancing on all of the color waves that are contained within the rainbow. That's how it works. So when you allow yourself to befriend your admittance, when you allow yourself to live within your heart, you will allow yourself to transcend a boundary that you felt has held you back for the longest time. You may say, well, Brad, or well, Adronis, I feel very, very inadequate. I feel like I'm very lost. I feel like I'm very confused. And we literally give you a pat on the back and say, congratulations, because now you are being human. Because now you are admitting to the areas that you feel are challenging. That's all part of the divine plan. That's all part of your life. Literally to allow yourself to admit, I'm lost, I'm confused, I don't know how to behave. Because this is the moment of self-reflection. You're looking in the mirror after all the times that you've been ignoring it. Look into the mirror. Look deeply into your eyes. Look deeply into your soul. Look deeply into your spirit. And you will discover pure, unadulterated understanding. Because as you look deeper into yourself, all the answers are there. All of the answers, all of the understandings, all of the expressions are there in its purest, unadulterated form. So, this is some homework that we would like to give each and every single one of you tonight. And yes, Kristien, we're talking to you as well. The whole idea here is for you to look in the mirror and look deeply into your eyes and look deeply into your heart and look deeply into your soul and look deeply into your spirit so that you can see the understanding of where your source is. Know your center. We want you to discover your center tonight. We want you to look in that mirror and we want you to understand it's okay that I am confused. It's okay that I do not know my sense of direction. It's okay that I feel lost. Because when I look in my own eyes, I see home. And home is always there. It doesn't have to exist out there. It's always within here. And this is your connection, to look into the mirror, because you are literally looking into the soul of the universe every time you look into a mirror, because you are the soul of the universe. So that is a homework assignment we give to each of you tonight, class. And we would suggest that you really embrace the ability of looking in the mirror. You may shy away a few times, and that's understandable. But the whole idea here is for you to get comfortable in your own skin, getting comfortable in this body. Yes, we know that it is sometimes strange to be functioning in such a heavy genetic suit, that it literally is, in that sense, uncomfortable to wake up in the morning when you have, shall we say, visited the dream states where you know that you are unlimited, and coming back into this physical reality where there are many ground rules that apply, where you really cannot float in the air, where you cannot soar off into the air, where you cannot levitate, where you cannot turn water into wine, etc. But the whole idea here is that you are understanding that this is all part of a game. This is all here to tell you more about yourself in the ways of how limitation has bound you. That through the greatest extremes of challenges, that through the greatest extremes of suffering, you are still able to see the love within each and every single one of your hearts. That's the journey, dearest humans, for you to work together with each other, to work together with yourselves, and come together as a unified people, so that those particular dreams of floating in the air, of levitating in the air, of turning water into wine can happen. That's not to say it's not beyond you, it's just simply not within the cards, shall we say, collectively. Everything really is pulling itself together closer and closer and closer to where all of these abilities are coming forward. But more and more will come together as you singularly understand yourself from the heart, from the spirit, from the soul, and you collectively understand yourself from the heart to the spirit to the soul, together as one. That is how you advance. That is how you transcend. That is how you experience spirit on earth. We want to thank you, each and every single one of you, for the opportunity of this interaction today. Do you have any questions before concluding this day of your time?
Yeah, Adronis, we do. So I'm going to allow Ilona to speak up, ask her questions, if that's okay.
Yes, of course.
Ilona, schatje, kunnen jullie ons horen?
Ja,
Okay. Shoot.
Hello to you. Are you wearing your rose-colored glasses again?
Well, I was thinking about them just
Oh,
wanted to put them on.
The heart-shaped glasses will do as well.
Well, I have a rather three-dimensional question still.
A three-dimensional question, all right. Since we are living in a three-dimensional world, we find that acceptable. So go ahead.
So I have this question. Why is it that many people I know of, myself included, do so much mental and heart work, following your highest excitement no matter what, still struggle with a three-dimensional phenomena called finances? Is it collective as well, or is it something I can personally change?
Because the whole idea in regards to their pursuits still represents some form of identity. The whole idea is that they see the understanding of following their highest excitement as a patch, as a compensation pertaining to their own inadequacies. So literally, rather than embracing the inadequacies, they allow themselves to assign their passion and their excitement together as an identity, as a cover, as a cloak. Now again, that's basically the whole idea. Now really, In order for you to truly be within a state of financial abundance, you need to see yourself as always financial abundance. Should there be any doubt in your mind of feeling, oh my goodness, I can't afford this, I can't do this, what am I going to do when this happens? Am I going to have enough money? You're not being true to yourself. You're holding doubt within your mind. And so literally the whole idea is that it is not about the idea of feeling that you are assigning identity based upon financial abundance. It's that you are financial abundance in totality. It is very similar to how an actor becomes the part of a character. That character is abundance. That character is financially secure. Therefore, there is no doubt within the actor's mind that they represent the idea of that financial stability. So rather than the feeling of saying, well, follow your highest excitement, that can be very beneficial if you are able to first look at your inadequacies to bring them into a level that is comfortable to where you have admitted to yourself, yes, I have struggled with money. Yes, I have had problems with finances in the past. But now I'm ready and willing to move into whole new ground. And I am ready to transform myself. I am going to be that which I see as money. I am going to be that financial stability. I am. It's not I want, because that's the mirage and the desert effect. Basically what that represents is that if you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert and you see a luxury car directly in front of you, you run to the car and then all of a sudden you snap back into reality and see that it was just a very large fall. So the whole idea here is that you are becoming the frequency of that which represents financial abundance. But in order for you to do that, you must first admit to yourself of all the inadequacies that you feel that have prevented you from being financially abundant. Now again, you are not alone. This conduit is one particular idea of this example as well, who is still going through these challenges. Many of you are still going through these challenges, and that's all right. But when you come to terms with your darkness, you are more immersed into the light. It is a catapult effect. So literally, allow yourself to admit to yourself, I am inadequate in this moment about attracting the finances that allow me to stay comfortable, that allow me to stay stabilized, and really, really look into that energy and love that energy and understand that that's just a facet of yourself that you have assigned as identity that is ready to go home. Once it goes home, there's a new you that's born. There's a whole new platform that you have created where you can attract as much money as you wish because now you see it as love and no longer an obligation. Does this make sense to you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It really helps me a lot.
You are welcome.
Wauw. Dank je voor de vraag, Ilona. Dat vond ik zelf ook een hele goeie. Ik ga ondertussen aan Bart en Nicole vragen om hun vragen door te sturen. En dan kan ik Ilona nog een volgende vraag laten stellen ondertussen.
Anders zou ik dan ook graag aan te stellen.
Ah, dat is fantastisch.
Dank je.
Ga je gang, mannen.
Okay. Hi, Adronis.
Hello to you.
I have two questions, but they are connected with each other, I feel. So my question is, the first question, I'm under the impression that my smoking habit somehow blocks my connection to myself. Where does my smoking habit stand for? And
Your smoking habit again relates to the idea of identity. The whole idea that when you smoke, many people upon your planet in that sense see that as an escape. They see that as feeling that they are attempting to bring themselves back into a subtlety, bringing themselves back into a comfort zone, but literally they see that the cigarette itself represents these habitual patterns, these patterns of habit to where you feel that you are attempting to avoid looking at stress in the face. And so it literally is in that sense a craving, a feeling that everything feels good when I have this cigarette because now I see it as an escape. So as long as you continue to see the cigarette in that way, in that form of habit, you are denying yourself from looking at your inadequacies. Rather than the idea of saying, well, here is all stress, oh my goodness, I can't handle the stress, I need to go have a cigarette. Therefore, that represents the idea of illusionary disconnection because you have allowed the fog to cloud you. So the whole idea here is that there really is nothing wrong in regards to whatever you feel represents a form of release to you, but we would recommend not seeing it as the idea of an escape. Looking in the idea where you can stare at the fog, because all the fog is telling you, Oneness, please allow yourself to admit that there are inadequacies within you. Allow yourself to admit where you feel you have been misaligned. And when you do that, your, shall we say, particular state of craving itself will start to dissipate, which means it will start to fade away. There no longer is the point of feeling that you need to cling to the cigarette because I'm not willing to look at myself. So, again, this is why we would recommend to you, Oneness, and everybody else, to look in the mirror tonight. Embrace your inadequacies. Embrace the misalignments. And that fog will slowly but surely start to dissipate away. Because the only reason it's there is because you have denied yourself from looking at it. And the cigarette simply represents that escape. Make sense?
Thank you. And the other question was, what's keeping me from playing my sitar, my music instrument, consistently? Although it is my highest excitement.
Because you have allowed yourself to become distracted through other matters. You have allowed yourself, or life itself, to, shall we say, pull you in different directions. In the center of this particular room, you see your instrument. But as you walk closer to that instrument, you see life grabbing you like hands, pulling you into different directions. There are other feelings of obligation. There are other feelings of directions that you feel you need to be pulled into, preventing you from really enjoying what truly suits you. It's the whole idea that, again, you're not embracing your inadequacies. You're not looking at the whole idea of all the misalignments that you are playing with within your life that are, in that sense, feeling that, oh my goodness, this is where I need to bring my focus into if I am to survive. If I am to have any type of financial stability or any type of personal matters that need to be taken care of, I need to look in this way, and that way, and this way, and that way, rather than moving forward. It is continual detours upon this road. So, again, befriending your admittance. Admit to yourself that why do I want to play the sitar? Why do I want to play that? It brings me peace. It allows me to connect back to spirit. It allows me to function as I am, enjoying the melody that it produces, that brings me home. So, if that truly is the dominant, shall we say, impulse through you, there should be nothing standing in your way. But of course, there are things in your way, because you have brought them into the label of priority based upon obligation. So, be one with your obligations. Look at them in the face and saying, I love you. This is the reason why you're here. I have looked at the root of why you have been in my body, and I am now allowing myself to feel you, to acknowledge that you exist, to release that energy, and to forgive myself, to feel that I was inadequate based upon you being in my body, being brought forward as ownership, as identity. When you remove the blockages of identity and you allow yourself to split free that energy and going back into the ethers, you are no longer confined. That is the understanding. All right?
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. And enjoy your instrument.
Dankjewel. Wannes en Ilona, ik ga eventjes checken, ik ga jullie even terug muten. Eventjes checken wat er nog vragen zijn van Nicole en Bart en anders kom ik terug naar jullie. Ja, ik ga eventjes kijken naar Nicole. Oké. Okay, Adronis, we have a question from Nicole.
Yes.
She wants she would like you to tap into her energy field and tell her something that is important to her. Is that an option? Can you do that without hearing her voice?
We can attempt to do so.
Okay, so Nicole is this wonderful lady from Belgium, and she'd like to hear something from you that is important for her at this moment in time.
What we're receiving from your matrix is the ability of appreciation for your body, of understanding that your body is continuously speaking to you at times, although you hold harsh judgment and harsh degree relating to the idea of the formality of how your body needs to look, of how you need to present yourself. And what basically your matrix is telling us is that through your own natural beauty brings about the greatest abundance within your life. So literally in that sense, we would suggest you ease up in regards to the demands of what you feel within your physical body is in that sense demanding based upon the feeling of how others may judge you or how you may judge yourself. By looking in the way of your own naturalness, you allow yourself to have all these open states of opportunity to come through, to literally allow friendship to build, to allow the restoration of different forms of, shall we say, acquaintances, opportunities to come your way. Because through your own natural concept of how you allow yourself to, shall we say, express yourself through your body represents the greatest beauty of it all. So literally we would say, allow yourself to ease up in the demand of your physical self and let yourself be who you are naturally throughout the body and allow yourself to have all these opportunities to come through. Does that make sense?
Nicole, ik hoop dat je dat hebt kunnen horen. Ik stuur u de recording nog door, dus dan kun je alles nog eens beluisteren. Ik hoop dat het ook sense makes, zal ik maar zeggen. Dat het even dus iets blootgelegd over je lichaam. Okay, another question, Adronis. That same beautiful woman, Nicole, asks, which emotion needs to be transformed in her body right now? Can you say something about that?
The whole idea is that, shall we say, emotions really don't need to be transformed. They are literally just being brought back into balance. But what we would suggest is not so much of an emotion, but as a feeling of literally allowing yourself to fall in love with you. It's not about the idea of a partner. It's not about the idea of friendship or family that requires that love because you still feel inadequate for yourself. So what we would truly recommend is the readjustment to how you understand love, how you truly represent the adoration of yourself, adoring yourself in regards to all the expressions that you bring yourself forward. So literally this can represent the idea of the pride and of the shame because they are one in related. When you move yourself into self-love and you understand that tranquility that you hold within your heart so dearly, others will see that. And this is where the opportunities lie, because as long as you're judging yourself, and as long as you're putting yourself in great deals of shame and within guilt, those particular forms of abundances are kinked, and they cannot bring themselves forward into your reality. So what we would suggest to you, Nicole, is allowing yourself to really feel the beauty of you, not behind the idea of feeling that you need to formalize yourself, but allowing the natural beauty of yourself to really be the comfort in your own heart, and that will allow the feeling of love to grow.
Wow, thank you. Wow, Nicole, dank je voor die vragen. Die zijn de antwoorden zijn fantastisch. Daar kunnen we allemaal iets mee doen, denk ik. She says yes, she understood you and she thanks you.
You thank you.
There's one more from Nicole.
Yes.
She asks about burping. She has a sense that she has to burp a lot. And can you say something about that?
This would be the result of what you would consider to be high acidity within the body. So what we would recommend altogether is looking more into what you would understand as alkaline balancing. So again, allowing more of the feeling of organic foods that are rich in alkaline content that literally allows you to balance your pH levels so that your body in that sense is not in that sense more into the gastral state to allow much of this burping, shall we say, to commence. So again, it's simply your body recommending the idea of a fine line of balance between the acidic content and the alkaline content to come together and bring your body back into a healthy pH level so that that particular form of gastral states can cease.
Wow, thank you. There's a question from Bart.
Yes.
First I'm going to ask you, Adronis, if you can tap into his field and give him something, a tool, some guidance that would be useful for him right now.
We understand that Bart himself, shall we say, resonates high with the idea of the triangle. So literally in that sense, we would suggest looking at anything within your life that represents the formation of the triangle. Now, the reason why we suggest this is because this is your own shape of balance. This is the idea of unity, of trinity consciousness between yourself, between your higher self, and the superconscious. So whether you decide to literally create artwork that represents the idea of the triangle itself, whether you decide that there are always 3 points pertaining to your state of balance, whether you feel that there are 3 configurative goals that help you to move into an alignment that is more, shall we say, complementary to your frequency, this all holds in its own degree the way of the triangle, looking into the idea of the 3, looking into the idea of the shape, and allowing yourself to balance together in that way, and expressing yourself in that way to which the triangle shares with you.
Wauw, thank you. Dus Bart, het gaat voor mij ook allemaal redelijk snel, maar wat ik ervan begrepen heb, is dat de driehoek voor jou heel belangrijk is om balans te houden. Dus het maakt niet uit in welke vorm dat je die gebruikt, of dat je daar een tekening van maakt, of dat je oog begint te krijgen voor driehoeken in je leven, of dat je zelf in 3 specifieke punten ziet in balans. Het doet er niet toe, de driehoek is blijkbaar voor u heel belangrijk op dit moment. Ik zal straks nog wel extra uitleg vragen aan Bart en dan kan ik het nog laten weten. Hoe dan ook, ik heb nog een vraagje van jou gelezen, maar ik begrijp niet goed wat hij bedoelt. Dus is het mogelijk om die vraag nog eens in het Nederlands door te sturen alsjeblieft? En dan laat ik ondertussen Ilona nog eens aan het woord. Ik heb het gevoel dat hij nog een vraagje heeft. Is it okay if I ask some more questions, or more people ask you questions?
We're happy to answer 2 more questions.
2 more.
Including this day.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Ilona, ik kom even terug naar u en dan hoop ik dat Bart ondertussen zijn vraag even intikt. Ilona en Wannes, hebben jullie nog een vraagje voor Adronis?
Well, I have a small one, Adronis.
Are you sure it's not big?
Well, I don't know if
Just pour some water on it and it will grow.
Is everything in the universe a hologram? Is it all a projection?
You see, that is a big question. Yes, the answer is that yes, it is a hall of mirrors in that simplest way of understanding. That as you gaze into a mirror, you see another mirror. That as you gaze into that mirror, you see another mirror, and it continues to descend down infinitely. And as you look from the other side, you see that those mirrors continue to advance themselves upwards infinitely, all around you. It is a panoramic based upon the idea of a functional mirror hologram that represents the expression that you are true to yourself in the very moment you reflect that. When you smile, the mirror smiles with you. When you start doing a little dance in the mirror has no option but to reflect what you are doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Adronis. Bart is writing us. Dank je voor uw vraag, Ilona. Dank je wel. Bart says, thank you so much, Adronis. He's really happy with the triangle and he feels it's right.
Yes.
So he wants to thank you for this thing.
We thank you very much and we enjoy watching you plan things.
Is there anything else you want to share with this group of people? It's a small group, but we're all on a...
Alright. Well, the whole idea is, again, being aware of how you assign things within reality. Being aware of how well, in that sense, you are willing to reflect upon that mirror, realizing that the mirror is capturing everything that you're doing. So understand the universe doesn't understand sarcasm. When you say, oh my goodness, I feel terrible, the universe is going to say, ha ha ha, oh no you're not, you're feeling great. It's not going to do that. So, be very, very literal in the ways of how you understand your dominant thoughts. The dominant thoughts will echo across the universe. They will echo upon your planet. They will echo through each and every single projection that represents another individual, another event taking place. You are assigning everything. Take yourself literally in that idea and allow yourself to know when there are inadequacies, allow yourself to know where there are misalignments, and bringing yourself into those understandings will allow you to become far more prosperous because now you are liberated from those feelings of inadequacies, of misalignment, and all that's left is love. We thank you.
Thank you so much.
We thank each and every single one of you today for being a part of this most wonderful interaction through your internet collective consciousness. I am Adronis from Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to you all. Thank you very much. We now return to the conduit, and we will see you again all in the moment. Thank you very much.